Okay, I guess that's our clue that we're supposed to be getting started with business. So, we have so many new people here. I'm going to introduce myself officially. My name is Carol Gillette, and I'm Ricky's sister. I was playing with you, so everybody might not know that, but Ricky's my sister. So, yeah, I know her. Anyway, I've been on program since June of last year, and in a very short time, I've lost 67 pounds and I've been keeping it off, pretty much fluctuating a pound or two here and there, but basically keeping it off. I feel amazing. I feel like an absolutely different person, not like, man, I can't even like when you see things on Facebook now and they show your memory, and I look back at that person and the person I am now, I'm not that person. And it's just all because of the program that we're doing. In fact, I was using something to hold my book open, and it's a picture. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that? That was me. That was
What?
me. Did y'all see it? I don't know that person, but that was me. Anyway, I'm so grateful for this program and all the changes that I've made in my mindset, what I've been able to do as a coach, helping other people, um, and all the things I've been able to do for other people because of the financial end of it, being a coach. So I'm very grateful. And I'm really excited to be on here tonight to talk to you about our subject tonight, which is element number 9 in your book. It's on page 192. How do you use fuelings to reach a healthy weight? And really, we have been through up to this point, we've done a lot of little basic stuff that we needed to get under our belt. We needed to understand our why. We needed to understand what we wanted. That was in element number 2, what we want to accomplish in our life. Um, how do you create what you want was element number 3. And then number 4 was huge. It was building a healthy mindset. So that was really important for us to understand how our thinking, how our mind can get us in trouble. Before we know it, we're overeating. So we learned about the lizard brain, the Labrador brain, and the human thinking, and how all of that made a difference in the choices that we make. So we're learning quite a bit in our little educated night Tuesday nights, and I love it. Um, but tonight, like I said, we're talking about the feelings and why they're so important. Um, there's actually a quote on page 194 that's really important. It says uh, one of the key obesity researchers stated that if we could overcome the psychological and the logistic barriers, we could eradicate obesity in a matter of months. And that may be a bit of an exaggeration, but his point is well taken. And it's the heart of the habits of health, weight management strategic plan. So we're working, previously we were working on the psychological part, what's going on up here, which is huge. And now we're talking about logistics. So, un momento, por favor. So, we're going to explore the value and the simplicity of packaged fuelings when eating every 3 hours. Um, create a simple, convenient fueling plan for the weight loss phase of our journey. Understand the value and the timing of eating whole foods. So, for many of us, eating 6 times a day was a huge change in what we've been taught over the years. We always were taught 3 meals and a snack. So we had to really reprogram our thinking completely. The feelings make it easy to make that change of thought. Our feelings are the best in class. They are amazing variety. They're low glycemic. They're portable, convenient. They can be used long term. They're goof proof. I mean, you can't mess it up, right? And they're cost effective. And personally, I find them delicious. I mean, there have been some that I had to put back for a little while, and when I brought them back again, they all of a sudden became amazingly delicious. But when I first tried them, they weren't. So that was how I thought about it. But now I actually love them all. It's just some, I love more, like a brownie every night, or maybe a brownie at lunch and at dinner sometimes. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject. and you can travel with them. They're so easy to travel with. And anywhere I go, you can throw them in your purse, right? And you have them. So no matter where you are, you have them. And if you like me, you like chocolate, well, our program has you covered on that. So it's perfect. We have the same nutritional footprint, so we can switch them out. It doesn't matter. So if in the morning you decide you want to have chili, you can have chili. But if you decide you want a brownie, have a brownie. If you want to have a brownie all day, you can have a brownie all day. And it's the same thing. It's not going to be a problem. So whole foods are better for you, and our plan is to get you on whole foods at some point, not to have to stay on this long term. But right now, the most important thing is that we're working on getting to a healthy weight. Basically, the Fuelings, you look at them like a training wheel. It's our baby steps, getting to our optimal health. The lean and green is where we're going to start with our healthy food introduction. And right from the beginning, we'll do this in simple, easy to do, prepared pace. So we don't have to, like some of the other platforms where you had to make your meals all day long. We don't have to do that. We just have one. But that one is your training to know what to do long term. Now, if you prefer to do whole foods, there is a section in your Dr. A's Habits of Health book that breaks down an option to use whole foods, but it's going to be more work for you. Definitely require an in-depth understanding of nutrition, but it is there. If you're interested in looking into that further, you can. The Optimal 5-in-1 plan has a long and successful history. Dr. A states that he's been using this for over 17 years. This program has been consistently used to help individuals to lose weight safely and easily keep it off. It is the first real micro habits of health, and he's used this for people with various backgrounds too, to have a consistent, manageable way to lose weight. It's been proven to be the easiest way to help people overcome challenges in their current lifestyle. And it's fast, hassle-free way of learning the habits of health, eating 6 meals every day. 6 meals every 3 hours, sorry. And if you think about it, most of us are super busy. So if we had started off this program and someone told each of us that we had to make 6 little tiny meals, how many of us would actually still be doing that? Creating 6 little tiny meals. I'm telling you, I'm sorry, I wouldn't. So this is so perfect for individuals like myself and so many others to be able to be effectively handle the program without any problems. And even that lean and green, how simple is that, right? So the lean and green is 5 to 7 ounces of cooked lean protein, 3 servings of non-starchy vegetables. The lean and green also makes sure that you're receiving your healthy fat, which is important to maintain an absorption of fat soluble vitamins, normal digestion, and gallbladder function. On the habitsofhealth.com now, you can download a daily fueling schedule if that's something that you would like. It's there for you, and that is another website that has a ton of information. So keep that in mind. There's also a habits of health clock that you can use to help you line up your meal so that you can line up actually your whole day, like how many hours you're going to sleep, your water, your fuelings. If you want to, there is a habits of health clock. And basically, every day just choose the 5 prepackaged meals that you want. And in your lean and green, well, that can be eaten any time of day. It doesn't have to be eaten at night, but a lot of people do prefer to have it at night with their family. Yeah. So I mean, this particular element is pretty short. It's I didn't have too much more other than that to say, but I can tell you this, that this program is amazing, and I would definitely, oh, I do definitely tell everybody. Hmm. Sorry, that's my train of thought. Yeah, so that's all I have for you. Oh, one more thing, very important. I want to mention that our program also has the app. The app makes it super simple to use, to keep track of your lean and grains. You have your lean and grain recipes on the app. You have their guide right there in your hand that you can use. And don't forget that this is a whole transformation program. So you have your books. Essential is your life book. You have your Dr. A's Habits of Health book and your app and your coach. Don't forget your coach. So you have all of those things, your tools, so that you can succeed in transforming. So again, that's for real, for real. That's all I have. If anybody has anything else that they would like to add, though, I left a lot of stuff there. I know you got some stuff. Crickets? Somebody said, Maria said, thank you. You're welcome, Maria. Anybody else have anything that they took from the? Thank you, Jamie. Yay, Jamie.
I'm not going to leave you hanging there, Carol.
Ooh, thank you.
You did great, as always. So much fun to listen to you, and you are the best coach in the world. So, one of the things that I also liked and that I pulled out of is that, and this is one of the things that I ended up as a coach having to kind of look at for one of my clients, is that we're coming up with these schedules. We're looking at how easy it is, and we're gaining control over how we're handling things in our life. But if for some reason we cannot use these prepackaged fuelings, if we have some kind of health or medical situation where we cannot use those, we can still use this schedule. We can still use the fueling mindset to continue on a program and to make sure that we are working towards our optimal health. And it brings out that we can look at part 2.6 in the Dr. A's Habits of Health book. And this way we can help anyone who, for instance, may be on warfarin and they can't have that vitamin K. So there's different things. We if somebody feels that they cannot do the program, let's explore some options and see if we can at least help them to make some healthy habits and to push them forward to reach their goals, because no one should be counted out in enjoying their life. And that's what this program really has done for all of us.
Thank you, Jamie. And Sylvia?
You've just been pouring into us all day. I love my Carol. This is really a wonderful element, because this is where we all start. We all start with our fuelings, and it is like you brought out, it's different. But what's so nice about the program is that maybe before we might have had that grab and go habit. Let me just grab something that is easy and quick, and it's usually fad, something that's not good for us. What this program does is it takes that gentle old habit, and instead of just cutting it off, it's like, you want something good, you want something fast, but you want something that's good for you, then that's our fuelings. That's what it does. And we don't have to worry about, what am I going to eat? How am I going to put this together? Or let me just grab something that is not a good, healthy decision. It takes the guess out. It makes it simple, and it's something that's good. We don't have to worry whether it's good for us. We know it is, because we can remember how we felt in the beginning, and we still feel that way now. So it really is, hands down, the best thing going, and it's so fantastic for us. Thank you for bringing that out.
Oh, thank you, Sylvia. That's so true, right? Because I was one of those people, you just eat for no reason, right? And it took away that unhealthy eating habit and gave us something that we could thrive on. I love it. We have Flo.
I hope you can hear me over Luna. We're competing.
Oh, Luna's gonna talk for us. I love it.
Thank you, Carol. You pretty much hit everything like, what do they say, the nail over the head. But I just love that our Fuelings are the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, it not only helps us get us to our goal and to optimal health, but it also helps us to stay there, right? I mean, you don't have to continue eating this way, but it's so convenient, it's so easy. And like Sylvia said, instead of grabbing something that's also quick, prepackaged, and convenient but not good for us, why not just grab one of our Fuelings? And there's a variety of flavors and tastes and textures that it keeps us from having that, what did they call it, the taste fatigue, which sometimes James and I will go through phases where we're like, I'm only eating brownies, or I go through a chocolate chip cookie phase where that's all I want to eat. And then I'm like, okay, I'm tired of this. I'm going to move on to, the tropical fruit smoothie. So there's so much variety, and it just keeps us healthy, and it's so convenient and easy to stay on our health course. So I appreciate our Fuelings, but thank you, Carol, for covering that for us. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's so true, right? I forgot about that. So, like, when I first got my kit, I thought I fell in love with chocolate mint. So, my next one, I ordered an entire box of chocolate mint. I thought, I'll just have chocolate mint. I love it. I'll eat. That was the dumbest thing I ever done in my entire life. However, it was in my theory was going to be the coolest thing. So, it's so great that we have like a huge variety that we can use. Thank you. So, we have Donna.
Hi, Carol. Did great, Carol, as usual. Yes. Always enjoy your presentations. But it's kind of what Celia was saying. I have to agree. One of the things that I always tell a lot of the clients is when I start out that it's a no-brainer. You don't even have to think about it. It does it for you. All you have to do is just pick out which one you want to eat. And you don't have to worry about counting calories and, the fats and all that with it. It's automatic. You're going to fall between an 850 to 1,050 calories a day, depending on your lean and green. So, it's just so simple. Everything's done for you. And then what Jamie was saying too was, for ones that maybe can't afford it at first or have other health problems for some reason or another. And what I've done is tried to help them to see that if you just make 6 small meals a day, watch your calories and eat every 2 to 3 hours and get your water in. They're not going to be on the same, they're not going to get the same vitamins and the minerals that we get and the probiotics. So it's maybe not going to have the same energy level that we do as quickly as we do because of all of that included in our little meals. But it'll get them at least started on a program that maybe they could start losing weight and watching things. And then maybe at some point, then they could join, depending on their situation. So I've been able to do both of that, and it's been very helpful.
Thank you, Donna. That was good info. And then we have, the hand went down. Well, we have Barbara.
Okay, thank you, Carol. I really enjoyed your part as well. I was talking to a client this morning. She actually began today instead of yesterday. But anyway, she was going through her box and she just thought, oh, I see the pancakes. I have to eat this for breakfast. She was making it like, I got my breakfast, my lunch, and blah, blah, blah. And basically, I was telling her, no, it's interchangeable. You can have whatever you want whenever you want. I said, you can have your lean and green whenever you want, because she thought, well, maybe I can just have it for dinner. I said most people do because they usually eat with their family. But once she got it and found out that, she said, what, I can have my brownie in the morning? You can have your brownie whenever you want, and like you said, if that's what you want all day, you can have it all day. Because sometimes I'll have it twice a day because actually that's my thing too. Sometimes all I want is brownies. So, that's what I like about the program of having the 5 meals. You don't have to worry about it. When you got to go, you grab something and you go, and you're still eating healthy, and then we even have the snacks, so that way I can grab a snack. If I have something to eat and I'm still hungry, I just grab my snack and I'll just be gone, and, and make sure we're drinking our water. And it's very, very simple. And as they mentioned, if you follow the program, you won't have any problem. You'll lose weight. So I really enjoyed this, and I wish she was on here tonight. I was looking to see if she was going to be on here. so she can see. But anyway, thank you very much. It was very good.
Well, thanks, Barbara. I appreciate you coming. Oh, there's a hand again. Is it Viviana?
Carol. Carmen. There we go. Hi, Carol. Thank you for
Hi.
sharing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the things I love about that is because it's a whole habits that we're doing. So even our body, they knows like every 3 hours, every 2 hours, we need to start eating. So we're creating this habit. Like before, we just snacking. And we don't even know when it's snacking, right? I don't know for you guys, but I was snacking all the time. And now my body has this internal clock that we're creating this habit, and when it's the same with the water, when you're ready to drink your water, you can start feeling it. So I love the way it's just like, even I feel the feelings educating us when to grab the snack. That we have the clouds. Oh, it's time to get the snack. And that for me is like a saving time, saving not to think about it, that how many calories I need to eat, how many. It just is just there. It's so convenient, and I don't even have to worry like if this is having enough vitamins on it, because we already know they have 24 vitamins on it. So it's just convenience in every single way. But that's all I have to share. And thank you, Carol, for explaining that. Very, very nice too.
Thank you. I appreciate you bringing those points out as well. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I have Ina.
Yeah.
Yes. That wasn't me.
That was
no. Carolyn, I am so amazed how you come, where you came from. I didn't even know that picture. When you raised it up, I'm like, no, she wasn't that. But I did make my mark. I am under 200. So that's good for you. And I love the, I think we on 7 on the life book. I might be one of those clients and coach might have to leave for a while because of the finance. So right now I'm saying that. So something could change between now and then. So I'm just letting y'all know, family. I'm gonna still stick in there, and I love the way you said if we can't stay on it, at least I know what to do. Because losing this weight is so amazing. I feel so good. I walk around the store this weekend. I went to Costco. My husband had the cart. I was walking all around Costco. So I can't give up this feeling. That's all.
And Ina, I'm hoping and praying that things work out for you. But even so, you still have us as a family. So you stay with us, okay? We don't drop anybody. We love on everybody and we want everybody to stay. So stay in here with us, okay?
Okay. Will do.
Yeah. And I don't know, James, did you see the notes in the chat? But there's a note on here, and I don't know if a coach might want to help out. It says, and I can't read who it's from, I'm sorry. But it says, I'm an early riser. I usually have my first fueling at 4:30. Going on element 9, it mentions eating every 3 hours. That will take me to 7:30 for my final meal. I'm not one to eat that because I'm in bed by then. I have been eating every 2 hours. Is that okay? So it's every 2 to 3 hours. It's every 2 to 3 hours. I'm not sure who wrote that, but it's every 2 to 3 hours.
It was Vonda.
Oh, it's Vonda? Oh, okay. I couldn't see it. I'm sorry. Like, I think my eyes are getting tired. And then there was another note on here about the app being vital. Amen. I believe that. I open my app all the time looking at it. And then there's one more about my favorite, lean and green. And I just want to say, I don't know. Part of my personal favorite is I'm lazy. So it's just some chicken, and you cut that chicken up, or it's some shrimp, and you toss, 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 and you throw it over a salad. That's what I do because I'm pure lazy. But also, I've been looking at a few recipes to actually make, but I'm pure and lazy. You have to talk to a cook. There's a tons of recipes on the app though. I just wanted to not ignore people, that's all.
Thank you.
All right, so anybody else? Oh, Shirley, I'm sorry, Shirley.
That's okay. I just wanted to piggyback Barbara and Viviana's comments. When I have a very busy day where I am going all day long, I make a brownie, and then after it cools, I put it in a plastic bag. And then I might make a chocolate chip cookie. I make it, when it cools off, I put it in a plastic bag. And of course, we have the poppers and all those other little snacks. But I can throw all of that in my purse, and I have a diversity of what I'm going to eat. Like you were saying, I can't eat just bars all day, but you can also break it up, prepare those ahead of time, and then you have a variety of things that you can eat all day. And I can do that, and then I don't have to worry about running into a Wendy's or running into this kind of place, because I've already got it right with me, and I just carry about 3 or 4 bottles of water with me. And that was just to add to what both of them said.
Thank you, Shirley. That's so true. And one other thing somebody reminded me was the shakes with the shaker. Even if you're going to go on a plane trip, if you take your shaker, they'll give you some ice and some water, and you just take your shake, and you can make your shake right there too. That's another option. Donna, you had something?
Yeah, I was just going to say that when they were talking about the recipes with the app, the other day I went in under squash because somebody gave me this large, huge zucchini. I mean, it was just huge. So I went into the recipe and just went under squash and found lasagna, and you make it with the squash, and I put it out on Facebook. So, but it was delicious. It was so good, and it was so easy to make. So that's what's nice about that app, the way the recipes are done. Like, you don't have to go in under ground meat or chicken. You can go under the vegetable, or you could go under the type of cuisine that you want to have: Chinese, Vietnamese, Italian. So however you want to select, and you can even go under, you want to make a 5-minute meal or a half-hour meal. It's so versatile. It's just, and all the recipes that I've tried so far are really good. I haven't been disappointed yet.
That's awesome. The squash was this big, Donna?
It was literally
this big. I'm just trying to figure it out. That's all.
It was big.
So I guess I have one more, and that's Ricky.
Okay, I was just thinking about the fuelings, and I just remembered, I don't think it was this element, but one of the another element that we had before, and was talking about how even Dr. A says that some of the fuelings he doesn't like, because sometimes we get the clients and immediately they start talking about what they don't like. So he says there's about 6 that you can find in there that you will like. So even if you don't like everything at first, find a few that you do like and use those, and then wait later on, because the book also shows that our taste buds are, what's that big word, obesogenic, by the design of the manufacturing world, the food world out there. It's messed up. So if we just do that and put them on the back burner, and then come back to them later on when our taste buds have changed, and then we can even use some of them. And then if you can't, use the ones you can.
That's so true, Ricky. Thanks for bringing that out. That's so true. All right, so I guess that's all I have for you. And thank you, everyone, for participating. You were awesome. You had me scared there for a minute. I heard crickets, and I was getting nervous, but you all came through. So thank you so much. I enjoyed it. So I'm going to turn it back over to James.
All right. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you, Carol. You guys, can we please throw some love in the chat for Carol? Wasn't that great? Didn't she do amazing? Maybe let's throw some sevens in the chat for Carol for just rocking it this evening. Carol's been rocking it all day today. This morning for our coaches that were on, you guys saw her doing live videos, leading a couple of hundred coaches this morning and training them on how to start conversations. And now she's leading us tonight. So Carol, you're amazing. We appreciate you. And everyone that commented and shared, thank you. And just thank you for being here. So we are going to transition into our coaching call. But before we do that, next week, you guys, we will be going back into our life book. I love element 9 because it really talks about our fuelings and our food. And it's a good element because if you notice, most of this life book, it doesn't talk a lot about food and fuelings, but it is cool to have that element where it is focused on the fuelings. I know we're always saying this is not a diet, it's not a diet, and we're not food focused, but it is really cool that we have such amazing tools to help us reach our goals. And it's easy, it's convenient, as brought out, it's goof proof. You don't have to think about it. Literally, all you got to do is pick up one of those things and eat it. Pick up one of those fuelings and eat it. I tell people our program is so simple. Just eat the food, drink the water, and miracles happen. So good. So thank you, Carol, for sharing that. Next week, we'll be going over element 10 in the life book on the key role of the key role of hydration in reaching a healthy weight. So we talked about our fuelings today. Next week, we're going to talk about water. Maybe really cool if we did a water challenge this week. Hey, Lanita, I don't know if Lanita's on. She set that up for us last week, but maybe while we're all prepping and getting ready for next week element, let's do some type of a cool water challenge. What do you guys think? Yeah? You guys good for that? Yeah? Okay, I love it. We'll put something together, maybe throw it in our client support group. So get with your coach if you guys want to be challenged when it comes to our hydration and getting into a better habit with our water. So good. All right. So we're going to move into our coaching call. Clients, you're more than welcome to stay. You don't have to. The client section of our call is done. Every week we meet with our coaches. And really the point of that is we just love to surround ourselves with like-minded people that's going to inspire us, motivate us as coaches. We like to come together and just learn how we can feed off each other and help each other out and build our business, become better coaches, so that we're able to support you as clients better, and then how we're able to serve and help more people. So we're going to transition into that. So if you guys want to stay, you're more than welcome to. If not, that's okay too. We'll see you next week. Cool? All right. I love it. So I'm going to turn that over to me. I'm actually going to be handling that. But okay, so we got a really, really cool time, the next 20 minutes with you guys. Last week, we talked about, actually, I'm going to test you guys, see who was paying attention. I asked you guys a question when we started our coaching call, and we had some great answers in the chat, all kind of great answers. Wasn't the one we were looking for, but they were great answers. So I'm going to ask again to see who was paying attention. Okay. Question is, what is the number one way? What is the number one way to build and grow your coaching business? What is it? Who knows? How do we build and grow our coaching business? How do we help impact and help more people? All right, Latoya was listening. Jamie was listening. Carol, let's go. So, all right, I love it. Very cool. So last week we talked about how to do that. Do you guys remember that tool? Question for you guys, who used it? You guys remember that the tool that we talked about, the I plus Q equals A? You guys remember what that meant? Maybe throw that in the chat. What does that mean? That is probably the best way to acquire coaches. For those that actually want to build and help a lot of people and build their teams and organizations and really chase freedom, that tool is probably the best way to acquire coaches. Okay, what does it mean? I is for identify. Look at Tamara. Look at Coach T. Identify, qualify, and what's the A? and ask. Yes, or approach. Ask, approach, same thing. So what's really cool is that right after, and I'm about to put her on the spot. I'm going to put her on the spot, Vivi. So you got about 10 seconds to get ready. But right after, right, I'll give you 15 seconds. Right after we did that training last week on I plus Q equals A, Vivi said, well, if it works and that's the best way to build my business, I'm going to start implementing it and putting it into practice like immediately, like right away. And she did. She did. And this week, or from last time we met till now, Vivi did that with a few people. And we did a few Coach Explore calls today. You know, I'm not even going to ruin it. Vivi, go ahead, my friend. Let us know after the training last week, what did you start implementing? What did you start doing? And as a result, what happened?
Okay, what I implemented is I got my book, I wrote it down, and I put the name of the persons, identified the person, I know who was it. The next day in the morning, I went there, I talked to him, hey, and I applied, and he's my new coach. Yeah. It works. Yes, guys. Just do the work, follow the steps. And I'm a person who my coach say, do 1, 2, 3. I'm doing 1, 2, 3. If it works for him, works for me. We all want to grow together. We all want to be successful. We help to help each other. We are a team. And today, 1 week later, I have my coach. And many more come. And the same for you guys. So let's do it.
There it is.
Thank you, Coach James. Yeah.
There it is. I love it. She did that. She said, remember the steps was make a list of some people and identify that you feel would be great coaches. Who has the qualities, the attributes, and she showed me her list. She's showing it. She got very, very clear and focused on who she wanted to build a business with, who she wanted on her team, and who she wanted to partner with. And she listed out all the qualities. And then when she wrote those qualities down, she started writing down names of people that came to mind. And she literally did that. She identified them. She wrote their qualities and she went and approached them and told them why they would be a great coach. So we did 2 Coach Explore calls last week. Deontay, I think he was going to jump on, but I don't think he was able to make it. So you guys will probably get to meet him last week. I'm super excited about this guy. Amazing, amazing trainer. Just very inspirational, but he bought his coaching kit literally probably about 30 minutes before we jumped on our call. And that was from someone she approached the day after we did our call. So it works, guys. Systems work. And then I think the other one's Yvonne. She's going to be starting up as a coach also. So super excited for Vivi to be building her group and her team. Super exciting. Okay, so I do have another step. So after we identify, after we qualify, we approach, there's a few steps that we didn't have enough time last week to go over. So I'm gonna save the last like 5-10 minutes and show you guys that step. And it's a really incredible step to help you to acquire more coaches. And it literally just does the work for you. And so I'll show you guys that. But before we jump into that, I'm gonna call on Sylvia. I think she knows I'm calling on her and she's prepared. Yeah. Sylvia, don't look like that. We text you. But Sylvia had this really, really amazing idea that we're going to do next week. And so I said, Sylvia, I love it. I love it. I always love, guys, when we have input, because this is not my team. This is not James's team. We are this is a partnership. So we all build, we're all growing. We're a team, as Vivi said. So Sylvia had a really, really amazing idea. And I said, I love it. Let's share it with the group. And maybe next week we can do it and implement it. So she wanted to let you guys know this week so we can be ready for it next week. Go ahead, Sylvia.
So we were talking about the fact that on our team, we have such amazing coaches and everybody has a story, but do we know everybody's story? I don't know everybody's story. And one of the reasons why that's important is that all of our stories is inspiring because we're helping others to be able to change their lives. And we were one of the first things that they got exposed to when it comes to Optavia. So what would it be like if we knew each other's stories? For example, when I think of Barbara and Ricky, I think of diabetes. When I think of James, I think of fitness. With Tamara, I think of digestive issues. But there's so many other stories here, and we all have clients with varying needs, right? And sometimes it helps if we could share with each other, you know, like you say, I want to speak to someone about fibromyalgia or someone who has sarcoidosis. I'm like, put me in, coach. You know, someone who feels like they have limits because of finances. We can talk because I was able to overcome that. And so I'll be able to share. You all have stories, but it would be super if we like took how many coaches, James? And so how long would it take? Like 90 seconds per, like the story that we tell during a health assessment, something like that, to be able to share it with each other so we would know what our resources are, because we are powerful. What's the statement? That we're better together, and we can share and work together and help each other with either acquiring or with client support from the stories that we have. That was my thought. What do you guys think about that? Will that work? Will we be able to like share and help each other with the stories that we have? Like, I'm sure there's some folks here who have weight loss surgery that maybe didn't work. And so they came on the plan. What do you think?
Go ahead, Ricky. I think you're first. Go ahead, Ricky, then Carol and Donna.
I just think it's a fantastic idea, Sylvia, because I've come up with some hurdles with people that I really didn't have much to say for them. But if I knew that somebody else was dealt with that personally, then I would just be feeling really good to have somebody else to have something to say to them. I think it'd be great.
It's awesome. That I agree, Ricky. What do you think, Carol?
I think it's a really good idea. I think I've actually been used by other teams. They've called on me to come and sit with some of their clients or potential clients to help them be able to overcome an objection. So yeah, it definitely works because they end up signing up. So
yeah, see, that's awesome.
Idea.
We could do that too amongst each other. What do you think, Donna? Thank you.
Yeah, I was thinking, I know we had talked about it in our fit group with Carol and Jamie before, because I've come across people that are gluten-free. I just signed up a girl yesterday that's gluten-free. So like just to get her ordered, you can't get a box. It doesn't come in a kit. You have to go through each individual product and find out which ones are gluten-free and then see what they want and so on. So it would be helpful if I knew other ones that were gluten-free to be able to help with this. And then I have another client that's really on insulin where Ricky could help a lot, and she's having a lot of fluctuations and stuff where I'm not as familiar. And basically I just tell her, you need to go with your doctor, talk with your doctor, make sure you're getting adjusted properly and so on. But it would help to hear other people's experiences would be helpful. Definitely.
That's awesome. Thank you, Donna. Lenita.
Yeah, I think that is actually really a good idea to get familiar with other people's stories. I definitely use Floor's example when I was trying to get my sister on board. And she even actually came on the health assessment and shared her story. So that actually does work to actually bring people in, or at least somebody that can relate to the situation, because I haven't had a child, so I don't know the first thing about breastfeeding and what you need to eat to, make sure the kid's not having diarrhea. And, there's a lot of stuff that goes with having a kid. And I could not relate at all. So, but she could talk her through it. So that is actually really helpful.
That's so cool. See, that these are amazing resources. Excuse me. Well, hey, Jamie. Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't hear you calling me. Yeah, I'm actually asking more about the logistics. So I know you're saying that we could give the 90-second. Are we just going to do that in one of these things where we're speaking 90 seconds? Because one of the things is yes, it's an amazing idea. And we, like, Donna said, we've kind of tossed it around with our, smaller team, but you forget. Afterwards you start, and we have so many coaches, you're not going to remember who does what. Can we have maybe a brief document put together? For instance, for me, it would be weight loss surgery, breastfeeding, weight, things like that. For, Ricky, it would be diabetes, so that way we would have some bullet points that in a little spreadsheet that we could maybe look at and say, all right, I have a client who's gluten-free who either has dealt with that with one of their clients or who has been through it themselves. And then we would know more of a resource as to who we can go to. Is that something that you guys might be favorable to, is having like a document as well as hearing our stories?
I'm not opposed to that. What are you thinking, James?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, but when you started talking spreadsheets and documents, to me, you start talking Chinese.
James, that's what I do. I work in Excel. But because I'm just thinking, I'm not going to remember. Everyone has amazing stories, but in the heat of the moment, when I have somebody say I'm gluten-free, I'm going to look quickly and be like, okay, who can I find that's gluten-free? Who can I find that's, dealing with, orphan? Who can I find that's dealt with something? So maybe, getting something where each coach can, and whether we do an email, and I absolutely can put together a spreadsheet. That's not a big deal for me. If I can maybe get emails, or however you guys want to do it, where you guys tell me, one, what you have been through, and two, what you've dealt with as a coach. Because some of us have had people who are gluten-free, who have had people who have different issues, and we've had to pour through that. I've been on the phone with our nutritionist so many times saying, okay, what ones can we actually give them? And I have lists from nutritionists that instead of us all having to call over and over, it'd be great to say, hey, Jamie knows what's here. And then I can easily just, forward a list over. It just seems like if we can have a quick reference guide, we need a Cliff Notes. Let's do that, a Cliff Notes.
Yeah, I like it. I think as we do it next week, so kind of more logistics, what Sylvia was thinking is when we'll go around the room. So we wanted to share it now so you guys are prepared. So everybody's prepared next week, 90 seconds with your video on. If we can just, you guys share your story. So you guys know the 90-second story. We have a few different ways we share our story. There's the quick 30-second, the grocery elevator story. There's the 90-second one. And then there's the 5, 6, 7-minute one where we're sitting down and we can talk to somebody. So we want to next week work on our 90-second story. And it's just going to sound like, where were you before you started the program? Where were you at? How did you feel? After I started the program, what's changed? What are you excited about? And what made you decide to pay it forward and become a coach? And so that's going to be your 90-second story. So if you guys can prepare for that next week, and so we can go around and we can get through everybody. So if we can keep it to 90 seconds, it would be great. And maybe what we could do is, I don't know if Jamie, if it'd be, maybe as we're going through, we can just jot down, keywords or something like that, and then make an Excel sheet or something like that. That would be cool. And then we can post that in the group. And then another thing I know that some tools that we do have is for everybody that's in the transformation story to share. And you guys know there's thousands of coaches in there. So if you ever want a specific story that you want to share with somebody, like on Facebook or even text, you want to text them over a picture in someone's story, in that group, you can always search those keywords. Same thing for our group in Healthy Habits with Us and our Facebook support group. In the transformation stories to share, if there's any keywords, you can search diabetes, you can search thyroid, you can search cancer, you can search anything, and if anybody has typed that in their story, that will pop up. So if you guys ever need that, those are tools that we do have access to and available to. And then I think it would be cool for if you were asking each other to jump on a call, and you know exactly who we're sharing with. I think that was the whole idea Sylvia had. So that'd be really, really cool. So you guys, we'll prep for that next week. And if you guys can just come ready with your 90-second story, and we'll just go around the room, and it's really cool to get to know each other more and just hear all the different stories on how Optavia has impacted your life. And you guys, when writing out your 90-second story, think of the trilogy, okay? Think of the trilogy. Think healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances, okay? We don't want to just share the healthy body or the healthy finances, healthy mind, but we want to include all three of those and how the trilogy of optimal health has helped you. So let's include that in our 90-second story. Go ahead, Donna. And then
what were the four, you said before the program, our current status on the program, why we became a coach, and then there was another one.
Mm-hmm. So your 90-second story is going to be before I started the program, and then maybe like 2 or 3 bullet points where you were before you started. So before I started the program, 3 bullet points. After I started the program, 3 bullet points. Or what's changed since you started the program. And then we always want to connect a feeling to that. So we don't want to just say, I lost weight, but how do you feel that you've lost this weight? How do you feel 50 pounds lighter? Because that's what people can relate to. Whenever people sometimes can't relate to, I lost 50 pounds, but they can relate to, I lost 50 pounds. I have more energy. I lost the pressure. I have less pressure on my knees. I have more energy. I fit into my clothes. So those are the feelings that we always want to connect to whatever, whatever your story is. So it's before, 3 bullet points. After, what's changed? What are you most excited about? When you think about your story, what is it that you're most excited about? Like, what do you want people to know? And then I decided to pay it forward and become a coach because. So what made you decide to pay it forward and become a coach? And then one thing I would encourage, this would be really cool if we all can do this, is I know a couple of coaches already do this, but actually let's work on this for next week is, and this is something I just implemented, is as you guys post your story on your Facebook page and then pin it. For those of us that are sharing on Facebook, post it on Facebook and pin it. And I'll show you guys really quick what that looks like for those that don't know what I'm talking about. So what's really cool about Facebook is that you can pin a post. So every time, oh, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. This is the one I want. So every time someone comes to my page, you guys see here, I have this pinned post. I have my story, the very first thing they see. And this pin is really cool because, if you post and share your story and you keep posting, it's going to kind of get lost. But if you pin your story, when someone comes to your page, they're always going to see you and what you're all about. So I think this would be really cool if we all did this and utilize this pin. So post your story, your current story, your updated story, wherever it was you were before you started after, and then pin it to Facebook so that that's up there for people to see every time, anytime someone comes to your page. Looks like we have some questions on that. Go ahead, Ricky.
James, can you put the pointer back? Oh, you took it off. The back on what the pin thing is? Because I couldn't see what you touched to pin it.
Yeah, so let me go back to it.
Okay.
So you're just going to, I did it from my phone. Let me see if you can do it from the computer. So let's say I posted this, and I believe you should just be able to go here to these 3 little dots.
Yeah.
Yep. And right there where it says pin, it's going to pin that post to the top of your page. So that always stays up there.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yep. So that'd be cool. I think we can, that's one thing we can all do, just so when people come to our pages, we're starting conversations, they can see your story. Because that's really what we want to do, right? Is share our story. And then let's see, a few other things before we wrap up is You guys know we have the accelerator bonus, the accelerator bonus going on right now. You guys all know about that? Is there anybody that does not know about the coaching accelerator bonus? Anyone that does not know? No? Okay, I'll go over it really quick.
Well, I'm confused then on exactly what we're doing. What?
I already told my dad we're just coming back Saturday.
Okay.
Let me mute Robert. Okay. All right, let me share my screen and show you guys this real quick. I hope I still have it up. Yep, here it goes. So it actually started last month. If you sponsor and bring on a new coach in July, normally you guys know Optavia gives you that $100 client assist bonus. When you bring on a new coach and they bring on their first 5 clients, within the first 30 days of buying their coaching kit, Optavia gives them $100, and also you as a sponsoring coach gets an extra $100 bonus for training and helping them bring on their first 5 clients. So Optavia announced this accelerator bonus for new coach and assist, and pretty much what they're doing is they've just increased that. So in the last month, if you brought in a new coach in July, so for anybody that started as a coach in July, you're eligible for not $100, but a $250 bonus. If you bring on 3 to 4 clients, it's $150. If you bring on 5+ clients, it's $250. And so what's really cool is this is new. They've never done this. Is if you were a new coach or you brought on a new coach in July, usually you only get that bonus 1 month. But now Optavia is allowing you to do that 3 months. So a new coach in July, you're eligible for that July, August, September. For anyone that became a coach, or if you start a new coach in this month in August, they're doing that for August, September, and October. So you're not just getting that bonus 1 month, your coach and you as a sponsoring coach is getting that bonus for 3 months. Okay. Actually, clarify on the sponsoring coach. I think the sponsoring coach gets it 1 month. The new coach gets it 3 months. I have to double check on that. So that's the accelerator bonus that's been going on. So we still have, and I thought this was fitting because last week we talked about sponsoring and acquiring coaches. So this is just another incentive Optavia is doing. And pretty much all they're doing is just saying, we're just going to pay your new coaches more money for signing up as a coach and going to go help 5 people get healthy. So Flora and I were talking, and we decided to also make it a little bit more fun and also to just give away some more money for you guys. So what we're going to be doing from starting today, and Vivi used it today for her new coach, but starting today, and this is open to all coaches within our group, all coaches within our organization. So when you bring on, and even if I'm not your direct coach, this is open for everybody. So from now to the end of the month, we're going to do a sponsoring coach $25 matching bonus. So what that looks like is if you bring on a new coach this month in August, Flora and I, and you invest and you put up $25 towards their coaching kit, we're going to match that $25. So your new coach is going to get $50 off of their coaching kit. Okay, does that make sense? Any questions on that at all? Nope. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, pretty straightforward and pretty simple. So we're going to be doing that to the end of this month. So with those tools that we have last week on building your list, doing the I+Q=A, and bringing on coaches, I think that'd be a really cool. And with this, we have a boot camp going on, the ED boot camp, which is giving us all the tools and everything we need in order to go executive director. So if we're utilizing all the tools, we should not have no problem with these things. So one last thing one last step, and I promise you guys I'll be really quick. What this is, after you do the I+Q=A, and you approach somebody and they say you offer the coaching opportunity, and you ask them would they be open to exploring it and getting on the phone and having a conversation about it before. And write this down, before you actually get on that call with your support team. So make sure, especially new coaches, that you're not doing these calls by yourself. Get on with your mentor coach or someone from your support team. but we always want to layer the person first before we actually get on that call. And so what does that look like and what tools do we have to do that? Well, we always want to send some type of trilogy video, which you guys know we can find those on 0 to 5. You can Google trilogy, specific trilogy videos for nurses, for physical therapists, for doctors. Vivi's been using the one for personal trainers and fitness trainers. So we always want to layer them first. And what that's going to do is it's going to give them a little bit more information and kind of talk about Dr. Anderson and his whole mission and his vision. It's going to talk about the 4 components, because if we're approaching somebody that's not a client, it just makes that Coach Explore call go a lot smoother and a lot quicker, because they've already heard a lot of the stuff from those trilogy videos. So the best tool that we have, which I've used to bring on a lot of coaches, is Chasing Better. Hopefully everybody here is in Chasing Better. If you're not in the group Chasing Better, text your coach right now and tell them to add you to Chasing Better. And then really quick, I want to show you guys what Chasing Better is and why it's such a powerful tool to bring on coaches. So we created this group, Chasing Better, literally just for that. After you approach somebody, you can add them to a Facebook group that's going to pretty much give them everything that they need to know about coaching before we get on this call. So if we go to Chasing Better, and these are actual coaches' stories where coaches posted their story and what coaching has done for them. They're talking about how it's impacted their life. A lot of them actually post their income and how much money that they're making per month. So it's a really cool group where we can, so this is Justin. Many of you guys know Justin Avini, was a roofer and who's built a presidential director business in the last 8 years. But he shares his story. We have Melody in here. So it's a real cool group where you can actually get stories on how coaching has blessed and transformed people's lives. What's also really cool about this group is that if you're looking for a specific trade, or let's say you're talking to a teacher and you want to share the coaching opportunity with them, you can go to the search. And if you search teacher, if anyone in here posted that they were a teacher and they're a coach, their story is going to pop up. So now once you add this person to this group, you can tag them on this story so that they can read it and see how just impactful and how their life has been transformed with coaching. Last thing is, with this group, we have featured posts that you want to tag people on. Okay, so you just go into the group Chasing Better, send them an invitation to the group, go here to featured, and there's this welcome post. So if you see here, there's almost 3,000 comments where people are just tagging their new people that they're adding to this group. And it's pretty much just welcoming them. The other post you want to tag them on is this one here, because it actually gives people some screenshots of the monthly incomes coaches are making. I've had so many people I've added to this group and tagged them, and they come back and ask me, are coaches really earning these type of incomes every single month with this? And you guys know what's crazy? I promise you, most of your clients think that you're doing this for free. Most of your clients think you're doing this for free. They don't know what's possible. So when we add them to the group and we show them, these are real life screenshots of incomes that our coaches, these are people that we see on this ED bootcamp, real coaches are earning these incomes every single month from their coaching business. So what this is, it's social proof. It's showing them truly what's possible. Here's another one with a different incomes. And then the last thing you want to tag them on is this one, our unique business model. So this here, it's a short video. It's only 13 minutes. Becca Tinter does a really amazing job in 13 minutes explaining what our unique business model is and what it looks like. So this is just the tool we want to use to layer people after you set the appointment for the coach call. after you set the appointment, and then before they get on the call with your coach. Okay, so that's Chasing Better. Very, very powerful tool if you want to expedite the process and showing people what's possible and growing your team and bringing on coaches. Cool. Let's use it, guys. It works. That's another vehicle tool that works very, very well. Does anybody have any questions at all?
James, I just want to ask you a question.
Yep.
For tomorrow a call, you gotta send me a Zoom link, or we gotta use this one?
Which call is that?
With Alex, remember?
Oh,
we
yes.
For tomorrow at 4.
We'll use my Zoom. We'll use my Zoom. I'll send you the link.
You send me the link?
Yeah, it's the same link we use to get on this meeting.
Okay.
But I'll send it to you so you can send it to them. Nellie's another one, you guys. After that training last week, she went and she approached people about the coaching opportunity. And her mindset shifted. It changed from, yes, she wants to help clients, but Nellie wants freedom. Nellie wants to be free. She wants to build her business, and she knows the number one way to do that is to approach and offer the coaching opportunity. And that's exactly what she did. She called me and said, hey, I offered coaching to a few people. And this week she set up a few calls. So tomorrow we're getting on a call with the lady that speaks Spanish. And we're going to get Alex Corona on. You guys know Global Director Alex Corona, who's going to come on and in Spanish help do a Coach Explore call for, Nellie's potential coach. So
thank you so much. I can't wait.
Yep. Very, very cool. So I'll send you that link, Luz. Anybody else? Any other questions? Go ahead, Ricky. You're muted.
These different layering things that you've given us to share with them. So if you talk to them about it and they don't watch the videos or anything like that, do you just cancel them out, or you just wait until they do it? Is that a sign that they're not interested, or that you don't want to work with that person?
Yeah, that's a great question. Great question, Ricky. So, and I think for everybody, I don't have a direct answer. I think for everybody, it's going to be different. You kind of have to read the people, kind of read them. But it is a way to tell if they're serious. It is a way to tell if they're serious. Like when I got on with Vivian, that was one of the first questions I asked. I asked both of them for these Coach Explore calls. I said, I know Vivi sent you a couple videos. Did you watch them? And they said, we sent them 2. And both of them said, yep, I watched both of them. So what that tells me when I'm doing this Coach Explore call, Ricky, it tells me that they're serious. Okay. And so it does. Of course, we know people are busy. We know people are extremely busy. They have jobs, they have lives, they have kids, pets, stuff going on. So of course we give people the benefit of the doubt. But if I send somebody a video and then we schedule this call for 4 or 5 a week later and they still haven't watched it, then I know that they're not serious. And so I have done that, Ricky, where I'll say, well, let's do this. Go watch that video. And then once you watch that video, let's reschedule and let's set up a time where we can talk. I have done it that way. And I've also, got on with somebody and they told me no, but I can just tell that they're serious and they're very, very interested, and I'll go ahead and do the call. But you just kind of have to gauge it and judge it off the person. And that's why I love that Becca Tinter video, that one that in Chasing Better, because that's only a 13-minute video. So I know that if they're serious about coaching and learning about a business opportunity that can potentially change their life and their family's life, that they can watch a 13-minute video. And I'll let them know. It's a short video. It's only 13 minutes. Please watch this before we get on. And then the morning of, I'll confirm. Hey, I'm looking forward to our chat and our call today with my coach, Jamil, at 4 o'clock. Hey, I sent you that video. Could you please watch that video before we get on? Because my coach is going to ask you about it, what you liked out of it. Was there anything that stood out to you? Write down questions So I'll mention it a few times so that hopefully they get the point and watch it.
Okay.
Yep. Go ahead, Jamie.
Real quick, the accelerated coaching bonus ends August 31st, correct?
That is correct. Yeah. So that only works for brand new coaches that came in July and August. But if they start in August, they have 3 months to they can earn that extra $250 July, August, September, and October. But
that's
it
only if they do they have to get those first those 3, I think 3 was the minimum, within the first 30 days. Because if they get let's say they don't get 3 until 45 days, would they be available to get it then that second month, or does it have to be within that first 30 days?
It has to be within that. It has to be within that month. Yeah. So the way the other bonus worked is they had a 30 days from the day they bought their kit, a rolling 30 days, even if that rolled over. So this one is if they, for example, Deontay, Phoebe's coach that bought his kit today. So he has from now to the end of August to bring on 3 or 4 clients to get that 150. And then if he brings on 5, by the end of this month, he gets 250.
So he only gets 2 weeks to do it, basically, because he bought in the middle of the month.
That's correct. That's correct. But so now what they also said is now in August and September, we're giving you the whole 30 days in September to bring on your 5 clients to get your 250.
Okay, that's what I was asking. All right, so then if they don't get it within, because for instance, if I sign somebody up August 31st, clearly they're not bringing anybody on. So if they get their clients in September, then they'll get the bonus for September.
That is correct. Yeah, that is correct. But now if they bought their coaching kit September 1st, they don't qualify.
Right.
Yep. So if they bought their kit August 31st, they have the next 2 months to earn that 250.
Okay.
Yep, great question. Yeah, so this is a great incentive, guys. Let's go approach I plus Q equals A, and let's go bring on some coaches. So we have the accelerator bonus going on. Flora and I are doing that matching. So just reach out to us and let us know you have a new coach that's ready to get started. And then when you put that $25 credit on their account, we'll go and match that $25. So just reach out to us and let us know. Cool? All right, you guys, everyone have a great night. Thank you guys for staying on, and we'll see you guys all next week. I'll put the playback in the group.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
Have a good week.
Bye.